Let's review the sheep brain, part of the brain, the cerebrum, part of the brain, cerebellum, part of the brain, the brainstem. I've removed this thick covering from the surface of the brain. That's the dura mater, the shiny stuff, part of the meninges on the surface of the brain, pia mater. We have two parts of the cerebrum. They are cerebral hemispheres. The groove between the hemispheres is the longitudinal fissure. The landmark, the sulcus, the groove at right angles to the longitudinal fissure. It's the central sulcus. The lobe of the brain, rostral to the central sulcus. Frontal lobe. Lobe of the brain, caudal to the central sulcus. Parietal lobe. Lobe of the brain that is most caudal, occipital lobe. Lobe of the brain ventral to the lateral sulcus, this part. Temporal lobe. The folds of brain tissue are gyri. The grooves in between the folds, sulci. Looking ventrally, what cranial nerve? Cranial nerve 1, the olfactory. This is the fat and muscle, extrinsic muscles on the back of the eyeball. Cranial nerve. Cranial nerve 2, the optic nerve. What gland is this on the ventral surface of the brain? The pituitary gland. This part of the central nervous system is caudal or inferior to the brain in a human. Spinal cord. The part of the brainstem that is most caudal, that is closest to the spinal cord, medulla oblongata. Part of the brainstem with fibers leading up into the cerebellum is the pons. Part of the brainstem rostral to the pons consists primarily of these two bumps, the cerebral peduncles. Part of the brain stem, the part of the brain stem is called the midbrain.